Part 2. I clicked it and saw that it was Gabrielle who updated her Instagram. 9 photos, all close-ups of her wearing a watch. This is the best birthday gift I have ever received. People say that the new year is better than the old year, but I say that having you is better than everything. Several comments quickly appeared below. Isn't this the new Patek Philippe? Oh my god. A limited edition diamond-studded model, worth more than $37 million. I'm so envious. No need to guess, I know who gave it to you. No more words. Just wish lovers to be together forever. I scrolled down but couldn't find Linden's comment. Looking up, he was still focused on his work, with his phone quietly beside him. I realized that when Gabrielle posted this Instagram, she had most likely blocked him. I looked bitter. To my memory, this was the first time I saw Linden so angry. It was just for a watch. Finally, Linden finished his work and drove back to my in-laws' house with me. On the way, I closed my eyes and dozed off. Linden's phone suddenly rang. He turned his head and glanced at me, thinking I was asleep, so he pressed the answer button with confidence. Linden, thank you for giving me such a valuable watch. The sound coming from the Bluetooth headset was very low, but I was close enough to hear it clearly. Linden's mouth curled up. It's just over $30 million, not that expensive. As long as you like it. Gabrielle was very touched. Over the years, you have given me so many gifts, and each time it's more expensive than the last. I feel very uneasy. If Tamara knew about this, she would definitely be unhappy. I don't want you and your wife to be at odds because of me. Linden smiled indifferently. Don't worry, she won't know. And I also bought her a watch, although it's not as expensive as yours. Gabrielle suddenly lowered her voice. Linden, can you spend the night with me? Linden hesitated for a few seconds before he replied apologetically. I'm sorry, Gabrielle. Today happens to be the Lantern Festival. I promised my parents to take Tamara with them. Okay, then. I wish you a happy Lantern Festival. Gabrielle's voice was filled with deep indifference, which immediately made Linden's eyes more distressed. He comforted her softly. Gabrielle, I promise you that I will spend your birthday with you next year, and our daughter will be with you by then. Seeing Linden's happy face, my eyes were sore, and my eyebrows couldn't help but twitch. Suddenly, Gabrielle's exclamation came from the headset, and there was the sound of heavy objects falling to the ground. Linden looked anxious. Gabrielle, what's wrong with you? I accidentally fell in the snow and got hurt. Is it serious? No, not very serious. Tell me the location. I'll go there right away. Gabrielle pretended to refuse. No need, Linden. I can take a taxi to the hospital myself. You can't delay your Lantern Festival because of my little thing. Linden frowned and said in an unquestionable tone, tell me the location. After getting a satisfactory answer, he hung up the phone, parked the car on the side of the road and woke me up. Tamara, the secretary just called and said there's an urgent meeting. Sorry, I have to go back. Can you take a taxi yourself? Or I'll ask the driver to pick you up. I looked out the window. It was pitch black everywhere, and heavy snow was falling from the sky. This place was far away from the city, and today was the Lantern Festival. Not to mention taking a taxi, there was not even a bus to be seen. I didn't want to agree, but I was still forced to go down. Linden stepped on the accelerator, and the car jumped far away. Haste and determination. Because he was worried about Gabrielle, he didn't even bother to explain more. I took out my phone and found that the signal was very weak, and the taxi app couldn't be opened at all. I had no choice but to tighten my clothes and walked forward in the wind and snow, 1 foot deep and 1 foot shallow. After more than 2 hours, I was shivering with cold, and finally arrived outside the Simon family villa. Through the fence, I saw that the lights were on inside, and laughter floated out from time to time. A servant found me and immediately opened the door. Madam, why are you here so late? I didn't explain and asked, where is Linden? Has he arrived? The young master has arrived a long time ago, with Miss Loxley. The servant spoke carefully. He knew the old story many years ago. Wilmot broke off the engagement and wanted to marry Gabrielle, and my father was pissed to death, which was a sensation in the whole Gadina at that time. He was afraid of irritating me. I looked bitter. Even a servant knew the taboo, but Linden didn't care about my feelings. When I came to the living room, Gabrielle was sitting on the sofa, close to Linden, talking and laughing. As soon as they saw me, they immediately distanced themselves. Tamara, you're finally here. I was so worried. Why did you keep turning off your phone when the driver called you? I said calmly, it's out of battery. In the -10-degree weather, the battery of the mobile phone couldn't last long outdoors. I'm sorry, Tamara, it's all my fault. Looking at me covered in snow, Linden looked guilty and took my hand to sit on the sofa. Linden's father and mother also came to ask about my well-being, complaining to their son, how could he leave me alone on the road? Gabrielle, who was standing by, felt indescribably embarrassed. I turned my head to look at her, and only found some bruises on her forehead. I had been freezing in the snow for more than 2 hours, and half of my leg was numb. The dinner was very sumptuous, and all of them were my favorite dishes. It could be seen that Linden's father and mother really put in a lot of effort to entertain me. Their daughter-in-law, Linden, stayed by my side at the table. The family discussed the names of the future children in a lively manner. I didn't remember the taste of the dishes, nor the results of the discussion. I only remembered the crazy jealousy in Gabrielle's eyes. After dinner, I rested alone in the guest room. Gabrielle suddenly broke in and kicked me hard on my injured leg. I rolled on the ground in pain, but she had a hideous look on her face. Tamara, there is something I must tell you today. The baby in your belly is not yours but mine and Linden's, so you have no right to discuss the child's name. You dead cripple waste. 8 years ago, I snatched the most beloved man from you. To this day, you are still a waste. Wilmot is mine and Linden is also mine. You will always be just a jumping clown. By the way, there is one more thing. In fact, 8 years ago, your father didn't have to die. After he was sent to the hospital, someone used some connections to replace one of the life-saving drugs. Hearing this, I was struck by lightning and trembled all over. Who is this person? My father's death was an eternal pain in my heart. When I struggled to get up and was about to ask, Gabrielle suddenly grabbed the fruit knife on the coffee table and stabbed it into her shoulder. I was stunned and didn't understand why she wanted to hurt herself. Amid the shrill screams, Linden pushed the door open. Gabrielle covered her wound and cried, "Tamara, don't hurt me. I didn't mean to take Wilmot away back then. Please forgive me." Blood flowed down her fingers, staining the brand new high-priced women's watch on her wrist red. Linden's face turned purple and blue in anger, and he raised his hand and slapped me hard. "Tamara, do you know what you are doing? Are you crazy?" Gabrielle saw that you were not feeling well, so she kindly came to ask you about your situation. "But you used a knife to hurt someone because of something that happened a few years ago?" The look in Linden's father and mother's eyes when they looked at me changed. They probably never dreamed that I, who had always been gentle and kind, would do such a thing. Gabrielle said hypocritically, "Linden, don't blame Tamara. If you want to blame someone, blame me. I shouldn't have called you, and I shouldn't have fallen. It was me who made Tamara walk so far on a snowy night, and 8 years ago, it was indeed me who destroyed her marriage. I am guilty. I deserve this knife." Linden was so distressed that he shed tears. "No, Gabrielle, you are right. Wilmot ran away from marriage because he didn't love Tamara at all. It has nothing to do with you. And tonight I volunteered to pick you up. I can't blame you either." I didn't hear a word. My eyes were red, staring at Gabrielle. I just wanted to know the answer now. Who killed my father? She cast a provocative look under Linden's protection. I wanted to rush over like crazy, but was stopped by Linden's father and mother. Linden couldn't bear it anymore, called the servants, and kicked me out of the villa directly. "Tamara, if it weren't for the fact that we've been married for many years, I would have called the police long ago. Go home and calm down. If it happens again, we'll get divorced." The moment the door of the villa closed, I turned around and left without hesitation, feeling as if I had given up. My figure completely disappeared into the darkness of the wind and snow.